Okay, so today I'm talking about doing a power balance on an engine. The purpose of a power balance is to see if all my cylinders are even. On this particular vehicle, it's not running on all the cylinders at idle, although it feels like it might be okay off idle, or it just might be masked. So what I want to do is I want to try to isolate which cylinder is misfiring. Then I can go in and look for whether it has spark, fuel, and the correct compression, and if they're all working properly. So a couple of different ways I can do that. Normally I would do this using the ATS Intelligent Engine Analyzer, and I would demo that in another video. But most people don't have that. It's an expensive tool, works extremely well, but that's not something you're going to have at home. So I'm going to show you how we can actually get the same or similar information at home by disconnecting disabling cylinders one at a time. And I can do that by either disabling the spark or disabling the fuel one cylinder at a time. And I'm going to have to also disable my idle air control motor on this vehicle, because otherwise every time I disable a cylinder, the computer's going to change the engine RPM. I need something to measure the engine RPM, and I'm going to use my timing light, because my timing light has not only the ability to check timing, but also the ability to measure engine RPM. So I could use this. I could also use a DVOM that may have a tachometer function or a tachometer lead. There's other ways I can do it, and it doesn't matter which spark plug wire I put this on. I'm going to put it on the easiest one and turn it on, and then I'm going to go start the vehicle. Okay, so I have the vehicle running. I'm going to kick this from timing over to RPM. I'm at 960 RPM, and now what I'm going to do is disconnect my idle air control motor. With my idle air control motor disconnected, the computer can no longer change the engine speed. So now I can get a more accurate result. Now I have a couple ways I can go. I can disconnect my injectors one at a time. In a lot of newer vehicles that's preferred, but sometimes the injectors don't want to come apart. Now I just disabled an injector. I'm at 880 RPM, 890. Plug it back in. I'm still about the same RPM, right around 900. That didn't do anything. And that one is stuck, and I don't want to break it, so I'm going to go over and disconnect the spark plug. Now let's see what happens. And to do that, I'm going to use some spark plug wire pullers, and I'm actually going to pull it on the distributor end and not on the other end, because I don't want to break the spark plug wire. So I can go through here, and I'm going to pull number 2 now. And we can hear the RPM drop a little bit when I disconnected it. I'm going to plug it back in. You heard how the engine changed. And that's really what I'm listening for the engine to change. It changed. Changed a little bit there. So as I do this, I can hear each of these, and I can watch my engine RPM on the tachometer. I'm really not getting much of a difference. So even though my engine is running a little rough, it doesn't feel to me like it's running all the cylinders. I'm not getting a huge difference. I'm about 1,000 RPM. And the one I'm getting the least change on is number 1 that I just disconnected. And if we look at the tachometer, let me large RPM drop on that cylinder compared to some of the other ones. One of the things that happens while we're doing this test is I got shocked several times. Keep in mind, I'm taking over 30,000 volts every time I take a hit. It hurts, it gets your attention, and that's with using pliers that are designed to keep me from getting shocked, and I'm not touching anything and wearing insulated shoes. So if you have a pacemaker or you have other health conditions, you really don't want to be doing this test that way. You saw we're disconnecting the injector. I'm not getting shocked, but I don't want to break a bunch of terminals, so I might need to take the locks off the injectors and stuff ahead of time and then try doing the test. This test was really inconclusive. It sounded like number one cylinder kind of had a problem, but when I'm looking at my tachometer on the screen, it seems to be getting really similar changes on everybody, even with the idle air control motor disconnected. I didn't get one cylinder that I really could conclusively say was 100% bad, although number one is really the one that I didn't trust. So the trick is going to be, what do I get when I hit the other tool in? Or is this car actually running on all the cylinders? It just runs rough at idle and it's not a single cylinder problem. So this is where doing it the way I would at home, where if I have something really, really bad, I can disconnect the wire and go, man, that's definitely the problem, is that cylinder. On this engine, I really didn't get that answer. I really didn't get that, gee, it's definitely one cylinder I need to go after. What I can tell you is I had good spark coming out the distributor cap to every one of these cylinders. I know for a fact I've got spark coming out the distributor cap. That doesn't mean the spark plug's good or the spark plug wire's good, but I know that my coil's making plenty of spark because I wore a lot of spark today.